301,000 kilometers. Okay, hey everybody, you know who it is, Anthony, 4x4 Diesel, and we've got another 1KD here, funnily enough. For the people that don't know, that's what we specialise in. We know a little bit about them, but you know, not everything, and we're always learning stuff too, although we don't think there's too much left to learn. But I'm going to give you an example, a few things on this video that, you know, we haven't talked about either ever before or not for a long time, and we're going to talk about intake cleans and why this one's going to get one. Now, so this one, like I said, 301,000 kilometers. I think he said he's had, I've got all these Prados here, right? You know, I can't remember everybody's story, but I think this one, if I've got it right, he's had it 3 years. Injectors haven't been done any time in that 3 years. One thing I was going to check is, are they originals or how old are they? So let's check that. Okay, so the car is a November 2006. I suppose the good news is the injectors have been done once before. These injectors are manufactured 2012, which means 06. 6 years later, it got injectors. Beautiful, right? By chance. It's now 2024, 12 years later. A little bit long, but those injectors would have been a lot better than the original ones. And based on kilometres as well, let's guess that at 2012, maybe it's done half the kilometres done now, 150, which means it's done another 150. So I'm pretty happy with that. Could do with a few more oil changes. It's a little bit of build up on the clamps, on the injector clamps and stuff. Okay. The upgrade bolts, you know about that. Just keep watching the videos, the information in the injector information playlist on our YouTube channel. There's a thing called playlists. Check it out. Anyway, back to the vehicle. So far we've found things like the injector clamps missing. So there's clamps missing on the fuel injector, you know, on the pipes. There's meant to be clamps there, which I can't show you at the moment. But if you watch the videos in the injector information playlist, there's more than enough info to get you educated. Funny thing is, while I'm making this video, I had someone text me, say, hey, you know, I just, and I'm not asking for this, particularly not on a Monday morning, 7:30, purchasing a kit. Let's talk on Facebook. But he's, you know, he's done the right thing, because he started off by saying, hey, g'day, blah, 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 and I'm watching your videos, and in his words, whatever it says about how awesome they are, you know how it goes. Some people love them, some people hate them. I love the people that love them, because I'm here to help you and you love it, so we're all happy. And the people that don't like it, you just go and do whatever you got to do. Go watch some funny video somewhere. Anyway, right, so this one, it's a bit of a mess, but we're going to clean it up. So, you know, he's, I'm going to call it retired, mate. He spat the dummy. This is my story, not his. I've just twisted it around. He spat the dummy, quit the job. He's going to sell the house and he's out of here, right? So he's going to travel around Australia in a nice, comfortable 120 Prado. And it's here with an open checkbook with a limit of $100,000. I'm just joking. I'm exaggerating. I just made all that up as well. I told you it's my story, not his. He's going to watch this video, right? So I hope he's having a laugh. He knows it's not going to be cheap. We're going to do a lot of good work here. We're going to clean it up. So normally it's an injector replacement job with all the usual stuff. People that watch the videos know the usual stuff, the EGR clean and map filters and fixing things up, and it's going to be all fixed up, you know. Zero, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, what I want to say, quite often, usually we don't do manifolds. They're not normally worth cleaning because, you know, you'll see people on Facebook, they'll put their photos up and, oh yeah, you know, and they look bad, and we don't do that many. And when we do, and this will probably happen with this one, we'll pull it off and we'll go, because this guy, he really wanted a manifold clean. So I take into account what you want, but also take into account, I don't want to waste your money. I'm not into waste. I want to do good value for money, right? So if I can talk you out of it, I will. But this one, 300,000 Ks, remember, that was the point of the story at the start. So as the engine gets older, you get a bit more blow-by, a bit more oil in the combustion. So the engine will use a little bit more oil, but it's not much. So it means it'll be a bit wetter in the intake, as long as you haven't got a catch can. That's what he said when he was here, because we were discussing this. But the more oil, what it does, it sort of washes out the intake. So it depends how bad it was down in there, right, where we're going to have a look in a minute, down in there, before the engine got older and this oil started increasing. Because when the engine's new, there's less oil, and so it's all about a balancing effect of that tiny amount of oil in the combustion, which is in the engine, which is in your crankcase gases, which comes out in your crankcase ventilation, that pipe over there, and ends up in your intake, which isn't much when it's new, but as it gets older, it's more. But I don't mind that because I like the lubrication, right? We've talked about it before. I'm not saying it's there for that, but that little bit of oil, that little bit more, I like the lubrication, helps keep things clean. And of course the E-jar, you know, the E-jar that's pulled off, that comes, all that soot that comes through here and comes out that hole there, right? That hole there, the dry soot that goes through that cooler that could leak and put coolant into your intake and then go into your engine and wreck your engine, which is why zero is good. Anyway, zero is actually, I'm starting to like zero more and more. Everybody else has tested it for us for the last 10 years. All the wise people have done 7mm, and that's been great, right? But it works really well. Again, check all the videos on the playlist. I'm not telling you what's legal or not. You know, you need to check that out. Off-road use only, all that sort of thing. You've just got to weigh up all these factors, you know, with the engine being clogged up with all this rubbish in there. Is that efficient? And is that, you know, anyway, so you got to do your best to weigh it up and work out the right thing. So what I wanted to say with this one is what I've noticed, like I've noticed with a lot of these ones, right? Higher kilometers. So the soot was obviously there, but the oil started on top of the soot later, and it's sort of like, it starts pushing it down. So we don't know how bad it is down in the manifold and that sort of thing. So since he wants it done, we're going to do the manifold on this one. So there could be a bunch of videos on this vehicle. I'm going to try. I'm busy with some other vehicles. I've got things going on. We've got, you know, all sorts of things to organise this whole network here. And there's only one of me. And so I'm limited what I can do. So hit the like button for the effort. Come on. And we'll catch you on the next video. But before we go, let's just have a look and see down here and see what we can see. I wonder if that light's on. Is it on? Let me see. Is that a light? Is there a light on in there? Yeah, the light's on. Okay. Let's see if I can get this. It's a pretty tight place to get into, right? But see how you can see it's really smooth, right? It's worth, sorry, you're a bit upside down back to front, but it doesn't really matter, right? Come on, hit the like button for the effort. Look at that. It's like a volcano. Anyway, it is hard to get in there and show you, but I hope you had a good look at it. And they don't normally look like that. When you can see the shape of the manifold and it's just dust, and the dust cleans off and vacs out, or it's a little bit wet, and the worst of it's sort of around here. I've explained, again, playlists are gold. Select your subject heading and get in there and binge it and get yourself educated, right? Sometimes it's just around here, you scrape it off and you look further in down the port and up the manifold, there's nothing there, or it's minimal amounts. It's not worth the effort of pulling all this off, losing your coolant, E-jar cooler, all this sort of stuff. But on this one, we're doing a BFE as well, so we're going to lose the coolant. So that's one more thing subtracted from that. It's still, and when it's like that, it can be very hard to clean. So it's all a time thing. From this point here with it stripped down, on averages, it's taken me 7 hours to get the manifold off, depending on the cleaning, how bad they are, and get it back to this stage, right? So it's quite a, you know, I mean, you can do them quicker, you can do it slower, you can do more cleaning, less cleaning. And again, it's that value for money. I might not polish the manifold till it's shiny, because I know it doesn't make any difference in performance. So long as the build-up's gone, there might be some black spots in there. I'm at the point now, I'm not going to worry about that, because I know it doesn't make any difference in performance. It's just going to cost you hundreds of dollars more to get it to that point. Of course, unless you already spend hundreds of dollars and send it away, which means you need drop-offs and pickups and all this sort of thing. And then they'll just put it in some acid bath and it'll be Mickey Mouse like new. And if you're not lucky, then you got to do extra work and strip more components off it as well. It costs more money as well. Or you don't do that and then things can be seized, you know, like, you know, whatever, you know. So anyway, that's another story. My point is, if it looks like that, right, it might be worth, you know, just get that light there so you got something to look at, right? If it looks like that, it might be worth cleaning. So some people do the manifold, some people don't. It's actually clear, it's open and clear, so it's not going to make any difference in performance, but that's why I talk to my customers. I like to get to know them and how they feel about it. And I reckon if, I'm not going to, no names, no regos, was here, he'd say, yeah, nah, do it, mate, do it, right? So, and that's what you get from talking to the customer a bit. You get to know whether they're going to go, yeah, no, if we don't have to, let's, you know, just clean that, you know. You get to know which way everybody wants to go. So anyway, that's a video. There's going to be plenty more on this one. Subscribe, turn the bell on so you don't miss it, and catch you on the next one. See ya.